Hello, I hope you're doing well, and I hope your month is going well as well. That is too many wells. Anyways, this is my March planner update, starting with my reading journal. I did not finish a single book in March. I guess this is where I should preface and say that I was really busy in the month of March with work, so I just didn't have much time to read. I also didn't write a single thing in my commonplace notebook. I also didn't really have the energy to doodle in my pocket bullet journal. So yeah, this is gonna be a very minimal planner update. Anyways, in the month of March, I started reading the Book of Disquiet. I think I am like 17% through. I read a big chunk of it during my trip to Chicago. And the ink that I'm using here is the collaboration ink with Esterbrook. I find that on the Stalogy paper, this shows up a little bit more gray, maybe. But then on the Hobonichi paper, it shows up more brown, which is kind of interesting. And just for contrast, I used blue for the vocab. So far, I am really enjoying this book, and it is almost scary how much I relate to some of the passages. So yeah, lots of quotations that I saved and thoughts about it. That is all I have to say about my reading journal. I also have a busy April and May, so I'm actually not confident that I will finish any books in the upcoming months. I will try though. Okay, this is my Hobonichi Weeks, and it is my health and fitness journal. This is my steps and workout tracker. I was a little bit inconsistent due to traveling, and I thought to kind of indicate that I would draw these little bars. This is for Chicago, and that is going to be my trip in LA. Okay, then for the weeklies, this was March 1st, and I did a Hokusai theme. And I forgot this happened actually. At the gym, I dropped a 25-pound plate on my foot, which, I don't know, my life is comical sometimes. Okay, and then this was my shop anniversary week, so I used the stationary toolbar washi, and these are the day number doodles. Went to the trampoline gym with my friends. So March 5th is the anniversary, but we had the sale on the 15th. And this is another, this is another anniversary washi called Tabletop Treasures. This is when I left for Chicago, and a little recap. I really wanted to run outside in Chicago. I even brought like my running vest and gloves, but I don't know, things got too overwhelming and I just ended up running on the treadmill. Anyways, this was last week when I got back to routine, which I was very happy about. These are cute little veggie stickers that my friend Diana gifted me. And then this is this current week. These are washi stickers from Midori. I really like this funky color palette. So yes, that is all I have for my Hobonichi Weeks. Last but not least, we have the big guy, my Hobonichi Cousin. This is my monthly spread, and I honestly did not add a single thing after I set this up at the beginning of the month. So yeah, the last few weeks are definitely missing some deadlines and maybe notable events. I've said this before, but my monthly spread I can definitely go without, and I decorate it just because it makes me happy. But also, like at the beginning of the month, it really helps me to kind of visualize what the overall look of the month is going to be. And if I do happen to, you know, actually use it throughout the month, then that's great. Okay, then this is April. Of course, tomorrow is the Esterbrook fountain pen launch. I'm filming this on Friday, by the way, and I love this. This is a new quarter sticker that came in the quarter one snail mail and pen pal subscription. There we go. A few birthdays this month. Okay, that is it. And then for my weeklies, I guess I never finished this spread. Cool. Yeah, this happens sometimes. I often slack a little bit on the weekends. But again, this is the Hokusai theme. This is, again, the anniversary week, so I'm using the stationary toolbar washi. I have been really into coordinating my spreads. So this is matching. This is matching. I think this is matching. Yeah. Wait. No. I mean, kind of, but not really. Anyways. Oh, let me put this back. I am all over the place if you can't tell. I really wanted to point out how I marked going to the trampoline gym with my friends. I used 3 of these like jumping emojis and they just look so happy. And I love that. Didn't really fill out Sunday. And then this was the anniversary sale week, so I used the Tabletop Treasures Hobonichi Cousin kit and also some of the day doodles. Slept through my alarm. Literally just emails all day. And then I had a break and then emails continued. This was my very exciting week in Chicago using the Emojis in Chicago washi tape. And I still have not put up the extras yet. Oh, I guess this is where I can say the organizers of the Chicago Stationery Fest has agreed to letting me like modifying the sticker sheet a little bit. And so I am getting those cut and then we will put up the Chicago sticker sheet and the washies. The vinyl sticker I'm not going to put up just because at the bottom it says Chicago Stationery Fest 2025 and I feel like that's not really relevant to most people. Oh, but if you are interested in the vinyls, the organizers, Paper and Pencil, they will be putting the vinyls up on their website. Okay, anyways, I did an entire video about this, so I won't go into detail. A very memorable week. I was still in Chicago then, and I came back Tuesday around midnight, so it was quite a trip. And as you can see this week, there isn't really any theme. I just used the most random colors, and I actually really like how this looks. Sometimes I like it when things are cohesive, other times I just like random colors. And then this is this current week. And I do know that I matched it with my Hobonichi Weeks. This sticker set from Midori has these ink and fountain pen stickers. So I put them on Saturday because that is of course the collaboration launch. Okay, moving on to the dailies, which is a little bit more exciting actually. So March 1st, bad luck and bad things. I doodled this emoji that is like, my foot, because as I said earlier, I dropped a 25-pound weight on my foot. So I don't think I actually verbally made a sound when that happened. It was really painful though, so I don't know why that was the case. Anyways, what else? Yes, I drew some earthworms because on March 1st, I received a shipment of either the Esterbrook pens or inks. I can't remember which one. And on the FedEx parcel, there were like 3 giant earthworms and I didn't notice them. So I brought it to my kitchen. I, very excitedly opened up this FedEx parcel knowing that the collaboration items were inside. I did all of my swatches, took some pictures, and then when I went back to the kitchen, there were these giant earthworms on my kitchen counter. And I just had the worst shivers down my spine, disinfected everything. Okay, anyways, let's not talk about that anymore. I no longer open any packages in my kitchen and I thoroughly inspect the outside of packages before I bring it inside now. Okay, productive morning, bougie fruits, fail. So my best friend moved away to Germany on the 24th. So during the month of March, we really wanted to hang out as much as possible. And one of the things that we have always talked about doing is buying like those really expensive fruits at the grocery store, and I don't know, I guess just like indulging. So we planned on doing that, but then the expensive strawberries looked very like dry and ancient. And then what else? I don't know, I just remember that we had a list and the only expensive fruit that we ended up buying were these like green grapes. So it was kind of a fail, but it was fun nevertheless. Good morning. I really like this doodle. And then this was the anniversary washi. This is when I filmed the promo video for the Esterbrook collab, and we have the ink. And yeah, this is what I was saying. The ink appears a lot more brown on Hobonichi paper. Sweating bullets. Oh yes, I was nervous because this was the day I announced the Esterbrook collaboration. And I was mostly nervous because it is obviously a more expensive product, at least for my audience. So I don't know, I just didn't feel totally confident about it. And I didn't want anyone to feel bad for not being able to purchase it. Anyways, I also wrote a little reflection about the anniversary. This was a doodle of us at the trampoline gym, and my internet bestie Lauren, she sent over this like arrangement of chocolate covered strawberries, and it made my day. So I had to keep the little sticker. Finally some sun, which always makes me happy. I recently got a cold brew maker, and I already made a few batches and it turned out really, really well. So if you are into cold brew, I would definitely recommend. Confession. I was really tired, so I ended up sleeping on the floor because I didn't want to go upstairs. These stickers, I know, look really random, and I only put them there because I really wanted to use up this sticker set, and yeah, I just put them in random places. Like this cheese thing makes no sense, but you know, it is what it is. Does introversion apply in digital spaces? I meant to Google this, but I haven't done so. A little pickup from Sephora. I slept through my alarm, and my sister came back from China. She went for about a month, so we had a sister debrief on this day. And this was Pi Day, so I always do a little nod to that. This was the day of the anniversary sale, and typically I don't do a to-do list because usually my day is just taken up by doing emails. This was a tea that my sister brought back from China. Very plain day. And then this is the beginning of my little experiment. I decided to cut down the top part of my Hobonichi and do this Dutch store thing. So this way, during my trip to Chicago, I always have this constant header. And another good thing is that because I typically don't have as much time to journal during my trip, this cuts down on the amount of space that I need to fill up. However, I actually ran out of space, so maybe that wasn't so smart. But I made a mistake and I cut a few too many pages. So this header is here even like several days after I came back from Chicago. So I definitely will be mindful in the future and pay attention to that. So a little to-do list, and on this day I went to Big Way Hot Pot with my friends. I think this was the last day I hung out with my best friend. She left on the 24th, but because I was leaving for Chicago, we had to meet up before I left. When I landed, I got Joe and the juice, and yes, I was selected for like additional security screening. It's random, so I promise I'm not a shady person, but I didn't know this was a thing, and it really freaked me out. So yeah, I had to save that. I went to the Art Institute of Chicago, and I had sushi with Lindsay and Randy. This was my doodle of intelligentsia, which thank you to everyone who helped me learn the pronunciation of this. I think I said that right. That would be embarrassing if I said that incorrectly. Okay, and then good coffee at bad coffee. The coffee shop is called Bad Coffee, and the coffee was good, so that was the joke there. Went to Atlas, and these were the swatches of the new Mildliners, which Randy had, and she kindly let me swatch them. I still have not purchased them myself though. These are some of the stamps they had at the fest. I really like the contrasting colors, and this was one of the most stressful days of my life. I ranted about it in my vlog, so I will not rant about it again. It was not a fun time. But the next day, I kind of took the morning off. These are some new markers that I purchased. Had a matcha Americano at Goddess and the Baker. And then I had a meeting at Atlas. This was my last day in Chicago. And then, as I said, I cut too many pages, so I was already back in Vancouver at this point, but we still have the Chicago header. Anyways, these are the swatches of the new inks that I got and some of the pens that were in the goodie bags. This was a tea bag that one of my customers gifted me, and first, the tea was delicious, but also I thought this packaging was just way too pretty, and I didn't want to throw it out, so I saved it in here. And then I taped the little cardstock thing, but left the top part untaped so that I can kind of secure it like that. These were some writing samples with the various Esterbrook nib sizes. And on this day, I FaceTimed my best friend and we caught up on a few things since she left. I got a hard-boiled egg maker, which is a little bit gimmicky, but it's actually really useful. And I just cut out one of the things from the instructions. Whoa, I do not want to read this. Okay, so that is everything for March. I think the highlight is definitely this Dutch store thing that I did for my trip. I think that is the most exciting thing, and everything else is pretty much the usual. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, it is currently Friday, so I don't really know how the Esterbrook collaboration sale is gonna be like tomorrow, but hopefully it goes well. Thank you so much for all of your support and wishing you a wonderful April. Take care.